Adam, we were just talking before we started recording about Saturday night. You must have enjoyed yourself on Saturday after that 4-0 win.
Yeah, it's nice. Some family up again, so yeah, really nice, and obviously enjoy them a bit more after a win than did the previous Saturday. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, always got to enjoy when you win games of football.
Was it nice as well that you maybe won that game without having to really get into fifth gear because cards and the like, that you always from after the first 10 minutes were in control of that game?
It's always a difficult one when you play against 10 men, but I think like scoring and the play getting sent off is like a double blow for them, and then obviously getting the second goal when we did just for half time as well sort of really helped us. And yeah, really pleased with the lads' application second half. Thought we stuck to the structure that we wanted to play to really well, and yeah, stuck to the game plan, and yeah, all in all, it was a good afternoon. But those games can be tricky. We scored at good times again, and I thought that was the key to us making it look like an impressive scoreline.
Did you learn anything that you didn't already know about your players, that they were able to bounce back after the defeat at Forest Green?
No, I've seen that in training. It was good training week. So. You know, we've got a good group together, and I think it's easy to get that when you're winning games of football, and that becomes the norm, and it's easy to sort of keep everyone together when that's happening. And you always the biggest test of that will come when you suffer a defeat. So for the lads to respond like they did in the week training, and then to put it into practice in the game was really pleasing, because you know, it's not something we become used to, and it's not something that we want to become used to, and for them to respond, and like I say, I thought the application was really good, especially second half.
So now we look ahead to Tuesday night away at Altrincham. I don't know what needs to be said that hasn't already been said about the last time you went there.
No, yeah, it's a very tough evening, and we know that tomorrow will be the same. So yeah, don't need to sort of tell the lads that come with us for sure how much of a tough place it is to come. You know, going over to applaud the fans after, and you know, wasn't particularly pleasing, and hoping you know, to sort of you know, forget that memory by making it a more pleasant one when we do it tomorrow night.
I know people like me keep bringing it up. How often in the intervening, was it been 6 months, have you actually thought back about that game?
Yeah, I think it was a pivotal moment, to be honest. You know, didn't feel we could get any lower than that, and that performance, and you know, there was lots of disgruntled and unhappy fans coming to watch, and probably rightly so for what they were seeing. So yeah, for us to respond like we did and go on the run that we did after that, you know, was really pleasing, and probably no one, even ourselves, see it coming. So yeah, the big moment was Aldershot after that winning, but yeah, we probably needed to have a real humbling like that for us to come out fighting and show a bit more what we're about.
They're a proper National League club out in the Altrincham, really well run. Manager seems to have been there forever. Quite a number of players that played in that game last year may well play against your side again tomorrow night. They're sort of like a guide for many other teams in this league about how you go about being successful at this level for a smaller looking club.
They are, you know, nothing but admiration for how the clubs run there. Similar sort of style, like to dominate the ball and have lots of possession and press high, lots of energy in their team. So yeah, it's all the makings of a good game, and you know, it's a tough place to go. We know about their game plan. We'll play them full respect, like we do all the opposition. But yeah, it's a really tough game for us, and you know, we know we're going to have to be at our level best to get anything from it, and you know, that's going to be the challenge now. We've got to find that bit of consistency again, and try and make it the norm for us winning games of football again.
You spoke ahead of the game against Yeovil at the weekend that you're going to have to utilise your whole squad this week. I assume that means it won't be an unchanged starting 11 tomorrow night.
No, yeah, there'll be definitely some changes. I think that's the beauty of us is having the squad that we've got and the squad depth. There's definitely going to have to be some changes, but everyone's come through okay, and it's always hard to make changes, even more so when you won games. So we'll obviously had one or two in today. There'll be one or two that we don't want to risk just because of the level of games that they've had, and they've had some niggly injuries. So we've got to take that all into consideration because, like I say, the beauty of what we do is having the squad together, and we don't want to risk anyone and put anyone under unneeded pressure to play if we can bring others in.
When you say the players you might not want to risk, do you mean just not risking the starting 11 or not risk as part of your squad? I think Paddy and Mo Fadera are the only two members who were fit who weren't available at the weekend.
No, yeah, so it'd probably be to start the game. We got one or two that probably could play 45 and maybe a bit less in games, but to go back to back 90 minutes at this stage, we've just got a couple that are still nursing their way through knocks and stuff like that. So for them to go 90 and 90 would probably be a bit too much. But ideally you want everyone fit and available for every game. But we know that some games we go into, and ideally you only give them a chunk of the game.
How often do you meet individually with your players, or is it just on a needs must if they come and ask you, knock on your door because they're not in the side or they want to know something in particular you want them to improve on? Are you regularly having meetings, one-on-one meetings with the players in this squad?
I try to, yeah, definitely be a couple that have sort of conversations with, and we've done it today for the first time, but tried to sit down with a few individuals as well and go through the game and show them some clips and that, which Karen puts together. But I really can see that benefiting the individual. So try to sit down regularly with the players. I think sometimes players know why they might not be playing, and when you win games, it's always tough to come knock on the door and ask why you're not playing. So try to speak to everyone, let them know where they stand, and the message to all of the squad is, we all need to be ready to go. I think the advantage that we've had is making subs at vital times and having a squad to choose from, and like I say, your role might be different. Might not be starting, but if you're sub, then we still want you to have an impact when you do come on.
And when you're having those conversations, do you try and treat all the players exactly the same, or do you realise that maybe some players need a bit of a rollicking at times, other players might need an arm around the shoulder? Yeah,
I think it's just getting that balance right. Obviously, you don't sit down with all players, but the lads that you feel might need an arm around the shoulder, you probably spend a bit more time just going through one or two things. So, yes. That's one of the challenges of being a manager is knowing your players and knowing what they need at any particular time, and that's one of the challenges that we try to face, and we don't always get it right, but we try to be honest with the players and let them know how we feel about their performance and where they can improve.
And you'll know again that you played before both Forest Green and Barnet this midweek. Is the challenge now to your players to try and ensure that you're still top of the table come 10 o'clock on Wednesday night as it is when they play?
Yeah, that's obviously be very nice, but we know that it's all right, very well saying that and wishing that. We've got to go and earn it, and we won't just. When you do play before teams like that and you've got an opportunity, you've got to do all you can to try and take it and make it difficult when they step out on Wednesday night. But like I say, it's not given. We just focus on this game and let the table take care of itself. I think all we're ultimately hoping for is to get to 44 points after 20 games, which is a really good return.
Yeah, that'd be an unbelievable achievement. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi Adam, a really good 4-0 win on Saturday, and obviously your attackers will get a lot of praise, but defensively I thought the few times where they were tested, they were absolutely superb on Saturday.
They were, yeah. Got a really solid base. We're proud of the clean sheets we've got. We're proud of our defensive record that we've got, and something that we want to continue with. Like I say, when you win 4-0 and someone scores a hat-trick, a lot of plaudits go that way, but it's a team game, and Harrison made a bit of a mistake against Forest Green and then replied with a clean sheet, so really pleased for him as well.
Adam Kooks back in the left back, he seemed steady, didn't he?
He did, yeah, a lot better. I thought he was a little bit more aggressive, defended well, everything he had to do I thought he'd done well, so yeah, really pleased with his performance, and we just want to now keep him fit. I think this is not the first 90 minutes since spending more in pre-season, so we've got to be careful because we want Kooksy to be available for us for a lot more games between now and the end of the season.
So when you talk about rotation for Tuesday night, obviously Adam Kooks might be one of those that might not be able to do back-to-back 90 minutes straight away. The likes of Ryan Fallowfield and obviously Jeff King as well for his potential first start. Are they potential likelihoods to come into the team?
Yeah, potentially. We see how Kooksy is. He's responded well, and I'm sure when you've been out a long time, you don't want to give up your shirt that easy as well. So I'm sure he'll have something to sound that as well. But yeah, we've got options. Joe's played at left back for us a few times before, and then you've got Ryan and Jeff that can both play at right back. So yeah, there's options throughout the squad, and yeah, it's down to us to get it right and rotate and get fresh legs when needed.
How's Jeff King been doing with settling at the club?
Yeah, all good. Probably wanted to come in and feature a little bit more, but he started in as real tough. Or didn't start, but he come on quite early. It was our first sub when in the game against Forest Green. So yeah, settling in just fine, and I'm sure we'll see the best of Jeff in the foreseeable future. Like I say, we've got real good options, a real good squad, and Jeff's certainly part of that.
You got a trip to Altrincham now, obviously not dawdling on what happened there last year, but is it almost in human nature to want to go there and sort of show what you and yourself and this team can provide?
Yeah, obviously, it was a tough evening, but you've got to move on in football, and it's another game, and we want to come away with 3 points if we can, and I'm sure Altrincham will be doing all they can to try and get 3 points as well. So, it's not something that we look and delve too much into. Maybe when we go back and experience the dressing room again, some memories might come back that we didn't want, but it's about trying to create some fresh memories there, and we definitely won't dwell on it too much. I think it's a different team to the one that we turned up with there last year, and we'll be fully focused on improving on our last game.
And Phil Parker is a really well-respected manager in the National League. What's your relationship like with him?
Seemed like a really, only met him the once, and real good guy. He does an unbelievable job at Altrincham, and has got nothing but respect for him. Obviously, after the scoreline he had against it, probably why he was so happy and cheerful. But that seems like a really good footballing person, and looking forward to going up against him again tomorrow and have a good chat with him after.
Now 19 games of the season. At this point last season, York had 19 points from the first 19 games. It's just, how much of a difference in contrast do you think it is compared to this York team now to last year? What's sort of been the key there?
I don't know. I think just getting players in that you sort of know and you can trust a little bit, I think, has been key, and getting good personnel that you know as well. I think there was quite a few players that had featured for me before in other teams that started the game on Saturday, and just getting good people in the building. I think it's been massive, and they seem to have gelled really well together. And it really helps when you're coming in somewhere and you want to try and implement a new style. I think having people that you trust and know how you want to play really helps with that.
I know earlier on in the season we sort of started asking, how do you rate the start of the season that York have had? What would be your summary of it now?
I think if you can always try and take 2 points per game, that's a nice little target to have. I think 44 points from 20 games would be good. 41 would be pretty average, wouldn't it? And just don't look too much into it. Really, we've got lucky with a few results. We've had players sent off against us that has helped as well, and stuff like that. So, to only lose 2 in the first 20 would be a really good start, and that's what we'll be looking to try and do after Tuesday night.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hiya. So first of all, congratulations for your win on Saturday.
Thank you.
It must have been, a really great feeling to be able to bounce back from. It was almost unexpected from the fans, that loss. I think. Do you feel like bouncing back and being able to prove that you can continue to, grind out results even when they are difficult? Do you feel like that's a good feeling to have?
Certainly is. I was really disappointed. As good as Forest Green are, I was really disappointed with our structure and how we played second half. They come and pressed us really hard, but we lost our structure a little bit. So for us to find that on Saturday was really important, and get back to playing how we want to play was really important. So that was the pleasing thing to come from it, really.
Yeah, so in a lot of your recent games, you've had very big score lines, and the question that I want to understand is, how have you implemented that into your squad? Is it about your forward players being able to have more opportunities, or is it more about your defence allowing you forwards and giving them trust? What is that? How have you been able to score significantly more goals?
I think it's just getting the balance right, isn't it? The attackers seem like they've got a lot of trust in the defenders, and vice versa. I think maybe early on in the season we was getting the ball into areas but maybe not taking our chances, and scoring goals for forward players and assisting goals gives them a lot of confidence, and they seem to be thriving and getting a lot of confidence from being in the right position and taking chances. So I think it's all ultimately a team collective, and defenders are doing well. We've got a good defensive record as well, which we're pleased of, and we like to entertain and score goals as well.
Yeah, you certainly do entertain. So looking to tomorrow now, do you feel like obviously you had, we've all mentioned it, we've had that kind of, you had that loss against them. Do you feel like your players are almost ready now? Do you feel like you've prepared them in the right way? What have you kind of said to them, to put them in the right mindset? Yeah,
it was completely different team that we're going there with. Morale's completely different changing room and togetherness in the changing room. So it's completely different. I think the team that we've got now, I've got a much better understanding for what I want and how I want to play. It's still very fresh and early when we went in there. It was probably still, I was trying to come up with a formation that would suit the players, and then after that game probably went, do you know what, I'm going to play how I want to play, sort of thing. So it was a massive learning curve for myself last year, and I want to go and give a better reflection of what we're about as a team, and what we're about as individuals as well.
Yeah, so obviously last year you were completely new to the club, and obviously it's been a year now that you've been here. Do you feel like there's almost a difference in the trust of fans that you have? Do you feel like that they, are behind you a little bit more than they were last season?
Yeah, it feels like a year, not quite a year just yet. I think we've got a few months to go yet, but we've obviously really settled and got a good relationship with the supporters now, and I think that comes through winning games of football. I'm not stupid. I don't think the team's playing some good football and winning games, and I think ultimately they've got a team that they want to come and watch, want to come and support, and I'm hopeful that they can see a team that's given their all for their city and the shirt. And as a supporter, I think these fans more than any, really want to see that. I think all the time they see an individual and a team giving their all, they'll be happy really, and I think they're getting that.
Yeah, and moving into the Christmas period now, it's colder these days. How much do you feel like you have to push your boys to push through this season? It can be a tough one. You've got a couple of tricky games coming up. How much do you feel like you need to drag yourself through the games before you can get out into a more warmer period of games?
It's part and parcel of football. Should make it a summer sport, I know, but the Christmas and the winter period seems to bring football fans together and out. So we're looking forward to that period, and it'd be lovely to go into that period still in a really strong position, and that's our aim. We've worked hard in the first 19 games, but we're not even halfway through the season yet, so still loads and loads of football to be played, and we just want to keep on trying to improve and progressing, whether that's in the winter period or when it starts warming up. We want to be definitely where we are now if we can, and it's a great challenge for us.
And finally, like you say, it's a long season ahead. What do you almost hope for the rest of the season? Obviously, the aim would be stay top the whole time, but what are your deep hopes for the rest of the season?
I think you go into a new season and you want to be better than you were last year. And I think we need one more win, and then we beat the record of wins for last year. We want to get to, I think it's 54 points. I think we got 53 last year. We want to get to that as quickly as we can, and then you set new targets then. But up until then, you don't get carried away. And I know that's not what you or the supporters want to hear, but ultimately that is it. If we can get to that kind of point tally before the new year, and get a few more wins than what we had last year, that'd be really pleasing. It's a good start, and then maybe set yourself a new target after that.
Cool, thank you very
much.
Thank
you.
Can I ask one more question? Yeah. Is that all right? I just forgot that. Adam, you've just been talking about supporters getting excited. I saw a stat yesterday actually from York City South that never before, 102 years this football club has been around, have they had 41 points after 19 games of the season.
Well,
if supporters aren't going to get excited about that, they're never going to get excited, are they?
Well, we know, and that's a team that's eclipsed 100 points in the season as well. So, didn't know that myself, but football can change so quickly. We want to keep on improving. We don't want this to be the best version of us in November. We want to keep on improving on it, but that's easier said than done, and that's our challenge. We want to really just improve on last season, and as soon as we've done that, then we want to move on to the next challenge. But we're definitely enjoying being where we are in the table and being up there challenging, and we're going to do all we can to try and stay there.
Obviously you're the manager, so you have to be on top of all of this, but I know you support a particular football club. I'm not going to out you, so don't worry. I know that if that club was to have 41 points, which it doesn't after at this stage of the season, you'd be excited, wouldn't you? So how do you try and stay calm as the manager when you've got that many, when you've done so well?
I don't honestly know. I think I know how quickly it can change, and just that, being in football a long time, and been managing relatively long time now as well. That it can change so quickly, so you do have to just stay on it, and you can't take your foot off the gas and get too excited. And I'm sure people always say you shouldn't get too high and too low, but I get ridiculously high when we win, I get ridiculously low when we lose, and I don't think that's ever going to change. But ultimately, you want to just focus on the next game, and that's all I've done. Try to improve on the last game and be better in the next game, and that's all I'll continue to try and do.